So we covered a lot of ground this afternoon, and we're really fortunate in getting some super excellent top-notch speakers, and of course our event chair as well. They covered the subject so well, and there was pin drop silence in the room, and I could tell, you were catching on to each and every word of, what they had to say. We started off with Shaukat by laying the groundwork and listed some of the challenges facing our seniors. The number of seniors in our community will continue to grow as is happening in the wider community. So we need to come up with a plan by the community for the community. So that is where we is kind of our starting point. He mentioned a few challenges, the financial challenges, the affordability factor. He talked about challenges in providing care at home. Sometimes it's not as easy. We mean well, we want to do well, but sometimes, it is just not possible. The lack of social services provided at home, lack of physio, for example, the loneliness for our seniors. There are a few challenges. There's also the burnout factor, which I think the message was there. I'm not sure if it got through. And the burnout factor for the family, unfortunately, sometimes when they try to provide the best possible care and trying to do that, the little bit of compassion is lacking, or the need for love for the elderly, because you're trying to do so much and you're kind of burnt out, and how much more can I do? I've done it. And Maulana referred to that, even the word oof. So sometimes, we mean well, it doesn't come through. Maulana also gave us an excellent Islamic perspective. There is no barrier to how you provide for your elderly, how you look after them. It could be at home, it could be in the next door home, the door is open as long as you look after your parents. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. The talk of stigma, the abandonment of our parents, we touched on that, and I think the message is now clear, came from Maulana. Dr. Shabir Ali Bhai's presentation was very comprehensive. He gave us a lot of information. Even Shaukat Bhai said that he picked up a few things, that tells you something. He outlined the options available, the pros and the cons. With the aging, and that was mentioned, comes the loss of our physical abilities and unfortunately our faculties. So we have to be mindful of that. It will come to us all. We become more dependent on others for our needs. And one point that was touched on, and I think I really want to emphasize that, is the importance of social interaction and the social activities for our elders. And that is so important, because that does improve their quality of life. They are lonely. Okay, so that social interaction, the social activities, and the seniors group is doing a fantastic job too. And we like to live with and socialize with our own. Dr. Ali Bhai mentioned that. We all know that. We are more comfortable with our own kind. And we have a good model for that in our own Crescent village. So hopefully something will come out of this, and we'll have our own community care home or campus, something similar. We hope the town hall meeting has been worthwhile, and there was food for thought in the material covered. We now need to determine the community's interest in the community care home. Hasnan Bhai already explained to us the need to complete the survey. So if you can all, please, those who don't have access to computers or cell phones, iPhones, whatever, see him. He has paper copies. The others, please fill it out online. which is what we would like you to do. And please, those who are not present here, your friends, your colleagues, tell them to fill it out so at least we can gauge what the interest is, what the need is, and then we can move forward from there. Because there's a lot of work to be done. This is just the starting point. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to thank Maulana Rizvi, Dr. Shabir Ali Bhai for their contributions and wonderful presentations. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank our Mukhi. I was hoping to see him here. He's not here. Assistant Mukhi, our chair lady, the Jamaat admin, GIY, and other volunteers for all their help this afternoon. Also, thank you, the Mark admin, for allowing us the use of these beautiful facilities. The organizing committee, the group of 12, they gave up their weekends in deliberations and preparing for this meeting. So thank you all, my fellow committee members, and in particular our esteemed chairman Murtaza Amarsi, who is quietly sort of working in the background and keeping sort of us on a tight leash, making sure that we all perform. And of course, Shaukat Molla, our even chair, he did a fantastic job. I think he also did his homework pretty well. Thank you. Thank you all for your participation. And I was surprised there were no few questions, but then I shouldn't be because we had such excellent presentations. Everything was covered, so yes. But thank you all for coming on this cold, miserable Sunday afternoon. And finally, if there are any afterthoughts or any other comments or anything, please, as Shaukat Bhai said, talk to any of our committee members. And we'll go from there. In particular, if you have any expertise in this area, direct or indirect, we want to hear from you, and you can join in helping out, achieve our vision.